Hello and welcome to another episode of Connect Paranormal. Today we will discuss the paranormal life of Moses. Moses is one of the most significant figures in Western history. His life was filled with miraculous events and divine encounters that shaped the future of the Jewish nation. Moses' birth, call to leadership, confrontations with Pharaoh, and receipt of the Ten Commandments all involved supernatural occurrences that revealed God's power and purpose. Examining these paranormal aspects of Moses' life provides insight into how many believe God uses the extraordinary to accomplish His will. The Hebrew people were descendants of Abraham who had settled in Egypt centuries earlier. Over time, the Egyptians enslaved the growing Hebrew population. The Hebrews cried out to God to deliver them from bondage. It was into this oppressed nation that Moses was born. Moses' survival as a baby was the first supernatural event in his life. After Pharaoh ordered all newborn Hebrew boys to be killed, Moses' mother placed him in a papyrus basket and set him afloat on the Nile River. In an extraordinary turn of events, Pharaoh's daughter discovered Moses and adopted him into the royal family. This improbable rescue positioned Moses for his future role as the deliverer of the Hebrews from Egypt. God orchestrated these supernatural circumstances to spare Moses' life and establish His divine plan. After the fateful incident where Moses took matters into his own hands and ended the life of an Egyptian who was mistreating a Hebrew, he knew that he had to escape the wrath of Pharaoh. The only safe haven for him seemed to be in Midian, a distant land far away from the political turmoil of Egypt. Arriving in Midian, Moses sought solace and anonymity by immersing himself in the humble occupation of shepherding. As time passed, Moses found companionship and love in Zipporah, daughter of Jethro, a respected priest within the community. Their union not only brought warmth and stability into Moses' life but also deepened his connection to this foreign land he now called home. Amidst this period of seclusion, it is important to note that despite living under the radar, Moses never lost sight of his heritage nor abandoned hope for justice to prevail over oppression back in Egypt. His experiences as both an Egyptian prince and now as an outcast shepherd would ultimately shape him into one of history's most influential leaders. When Moses was a shepherd in Midian, he encountered a burning bush that was not consumed by the flames. From this bush, God spoke to Moses and called him to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. God supernaturally appeared to Moses and commissioned him for this monumental task. This miraculous burning bush marked the clear beginning of Moses' mission to stand against Pharaoh and forge a new nation under God's rule. This was also the first of several profound encounters that Moses had with beatific vision, a transcendent experience beyond ordinary perception. Beatific vision refers to the direct and personal communication between an individual and the divine entity, where one is granted a glimpse into the sacred realm. These extraordinary moments allowed Moses to intimately connect with divinity and provided him with invaluable insights, guidance, and spiritual enlightenment. Throughout his life's journey, Moses would continue to be blessed with these rare episodes of beatific vision, each encounter deepening his connection to the divine source of wisdom and offering him unparalleled clarity in navigating his path as a leader and prophet. When Moses returned to Egypt, he came before Pharaoh to demand freedom for the Hebrew slaves. To compel Pharaoh to free the Israelites from slavery, God sent 10 plagues upon Egypt through Moses. These catastrophes, from the Nile turning to blood to the death of the firstborn sons, overturned the natural order in unprecedented ways. God performed these supernatural wonders to display His power over the Egyptian gods and force Pharaoh's hand. The plagues revealed how God manipulates nature to intervene on behalf of His people. After finally leaving Egypt, the fleeing Israelites became trapped at the Red Sea by Pharaoh's pursuing army. In response, God supernaturally split the sea so the Israelites could walk through on dry land. After the Israelites had crossed, God allowed the waters to close over the Egyptian army. This profound miracle delivered the Israelites from imminent destruction while eliminating the threat of their enemies. God's supernatural intervention ensured the fulfillment of His promises to His people. Upon Mount Sinai, Moses received the Ten Commandments directly from God. This divine law code became the foundation of Israel's covenant with God. The delivery of the commandments was accompanied by thunder, lightning, fire, and smoke that engulfed the mountain. God spoke to Moses from this supernatural manifestation, once again displaying His awesome power and holiness. This was yet another occurrence of beatific vision. This miraculous event formalized Israel's special relationship with God. While Moses was on Mount Sinai, the impatient Israelites persuaded Aaron to make a golden calf idol for them to worship. This rebellion angered God, who threatened to destroy the people. However, Moses supernaturally interceded on their behalf, appealing to God's mercy. God relented from his wrath, sparing the Israelites from annihilation. This intervention exhibited Moses' special ability to communicate with God and soften his judgment through supernatural conversation. Moses' miraculous life shows how God reveals his power and will through supernatural events. The burning bush, the plagues, the Red Sea crossing, and the Ten Commandments involved divine action beyond everyday phenomena. These paranormal happenings pointed to God's supreme authority over nature, rulers, nations, and history. As extraordinary as they were, they served God's greater purpose of establishing his chosen people. Moses' story reminds us of the awe-inspiring methods God can use to interact with humanity and shape the course of the world. From his miraculous birth to his reception of the Ten Commandments, Moses' life was marked by supernatural occurrences that accomplished God's redemptive plan. The paranormal aspects of Moses' story reveal the extraordinary ways God intervenes on behalf of his people. Through Moses, God displayed his unmatched power and forged a special relationship with the nation of Israel. Moses' story shaped Jewish identity and paved the way for future divine revelations. Examining the supernatural events in Moses' life provides a window into how God makes known his presence and will through miraculous means. Even thousands of years later, Moses' awe-inspiring life speaks to a higher power that transcends the ordinary workings of the world. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to Connect Paranormal. This will allow us to make more videos.